Hi, this is Donna with the Waldorf Connection, and welcome to our free training class about Waldorf homeschooling. So I just want to talk to you. This is just going to be a short video to kind of get you started before we go into our entire master class. And basically this is about, what is Waldorf homeschooling and why is it so difficult to make this work? So I just want to give you a little background on my story and how I came to Waldorf. And, basically this has been years ago, probably close to 8 years now, that I had decided I was going to homeschool my twin girls at the time, who were 3. And I had no idea what I was going to do, what kind of homeschooling I was going to do. I didn't know anything about homeschooling. I just knew that that was that's what we had decided to do. And so I had to, try to look for what kind of curriculum and what I was going to, end up doing. And I heard the name Waldorf a few times, and I said, what is this Waldorf? I've never heard of it before, never been exposed to it. And after doing a little bit of reading, discovered that, oh my gosh, this is exactly what we've already been kind of doing, what I've been doing in the home with them, with the natural playthings, and just living in this very organic way. And this was a way to bring that through the education model and to bring that into actual teaching and homeschooling, and I loved everything about it. So I was like, all right, I'm ready to go. Where do I sign up? What do I do? And then I was just like, what do I do? Lucky, for me that my girls were so young, and I did start off realizing that I didn't have to actually go into doing academics until the girls were going into first grade, which I had a few years. I think if I had found it then, I don't know what I would have done. And it still took me, many years to really understand, what it's all about, the philosophy of Rudolf Steiner, and, why you do the things you do in Waldorf, why are things set up certain ways. And it's a very living form of education. I don't even want to say it's a model or a method, because it is so organic, and bringing Waldorf into the home was the thing that I had trouble finding information about when I got started. There was information out there about teachers and teacher trainings and everything, books and things that I read, had everything to do with how to bring it to a classroom. And for a classroom setting, when you have 20 students, but if I had 1 or 2 or 3 students, how was I supposed to make this work? And how was all that stuff that I was supposed to be doing, within a Waldorf school, how did that translate back? And how was I going to make that work or make it similar to what we were doing in our home? So that was really, where it all got started, and how I was trying over the years to make things work. And so fast forwarding, many years now, after I started my business, the Waldorf Connection, which was really started for the same reason. I needed help, and I needed to talk with teachers and experts and, people who were farther down the line than I was. And so I used their training and brought them, to our group in a way that we could understand it. And then after years of kind of hearing that information and actually doing the schooling and, working it out in my own home, I've distilled everything down here, and I'm hoping to bring you sort of a step-by-step, guide into, what you need, what are the 6 steps that you need, or the 6 things you need to put into play that, will provide a successful Waldorf-inspired homeschool. So we're going to kind of go through that in the upcoming trainings. But I just want to talk a little bit more about some of the challenges that you could be facing as someone who, wants to homeschool, or maybe you're considering homeschooling, but you're just not sure, what's it all about? Can I do it? All these doubts and all these fears can creep up in your mind, and like, I don't know if I have time. How can I learn all this stuff? I have a baby, maybe you work part-time or have a business, and there could be, you already have a lot on your plate, I'm sure. And, if you have more than 1 child, maybe you have 3 children or more, and you're trying to figure out how you're going to juggle one more thing, right? Add homeschooling to the mix. But it's something that you really want to do. So I want to give you the opportunity to say, okay, yes, I want to do it. Now just show me how. Because that's kind of where I was. I wish I'd had a path And, you know, this is not a total manual into Waldorf, because there really is no manual. And a lot of this is it's very organic in the way that you will bring the information to your children. And everybody, you know, is on a different path, and everybody brings their strengths to this. But I'm going to give you the basic foundation, and I'm going to say, okay, here's what you need to kind of get going. And then it's your you know, job to kind of bring your magic into the mix and really bring you into it. And that's something that only you can do. But we'll talk about a lot of that in the upcoming training, so that I can give you at least a foundation, a place to start, and sort of a pathway to follow, so that you have some idea. Because I think this form of education is amazing. I've seen it, you know, firsthand now. My girls are started fifth grade, and I wouldn't change anything for the world. I think they're doing amazing. They're thriving. They're very balanced. They're confident. They just are awesome. You know, I know they're my kids, but I mean, I kind of look around and I see what they're doing, and I'm so pleased, and I'm thrilled really with what's going on so far. And it's not that I'm some fantastic teacher, but I'm just following along with the curriculum, and I'm bringing the curriculum to them. And this amazing curriculum does meet the child at every stage of their development, just what they need. It brings everything to them in this beautiful art forms and music, and they've got skills now that you know, they could never have gotten in a regular school, private, public, or otherwise. So I love it, and I just want everyone else to have the same opportunity, and not say, oh, this is too hard, there's no way I can learn all of this, I can't make it work, I don't have time to do all of that, because it can look very overwhelming if you're just getting started. There's not like, okay, here's the manual, open the page, and here, give your child these worksheets, like many other of the curriculums do. And a lot of them are online, and, you know, it's a lot easier to do some of the other homeschooling curriculums. But, you know, that being said, it's totally worth it. And if this type of education, and if Waldorf speaks to you, or it's starting to sound interesting, then I want to invite you to come along on this journey with me, and let me help you, and let me give you some key tools and tips, and really a place to start, so that you're not just out there floundering around, you know, trying to figure it all out on your own. I've been there, I've done it, and I can, you know, you can learn from my mistakes, and I can give you that hand up that you need to get going and say, nope, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to stand tall in my decision, and I don't have all the answers, but I know where to begin, and I can, you know, move forward. So congratulations for coming, and I hope to see you on the next training, where we'll get into those 6 steps and the six pieces that you really need to have in your foundation to get started. So I'll see you then. Bye-bye.